Okay, aloha. Welcome to the Caring Caregiver Show. I'm your host, Savvy Makalena, also the founder of Gimme a Break, a nonprofit organization that's caring for caregivers just like you. And we're here each week to help caregivers to survive and bring back the joy of caregiving. You can check out our website at gab808.org right there on the screen. For those of you listening in on podcast, gab808.org. So easy to do. And if you need more information, you can always text us at 808-754-3787 or send us an email, info@gab808.org. Please bear in mind that we are all volunteers. I'm going to talk about this later, but we're an all volunteer organization. So whoever has the phone, it may take a little while. So sometimes we might not get to you till about 48 hours, but we try to do a response within 24. So hang in there. We care. We're doing our best to get a hold of you. And I appreciate all of you that have contacted us and your patience. And I'm so glad that we were able to help those of you that were looking for the resources that you need, especially those of you who have joined us in our support session, because that's one of the great things. And we offer you a break every week, free and online. And I'm trying to get to there we go. And I got it added to stage. Oh boy, I'm having fun today. There you go. And of course, we offer that to you free and online. And you can join us on Zoom every Tuesday at 8 p.m. So just type in that number I gave you earlier, that 808-754-3787. Guess what? That's the meeting ID, and you can join us. Their support sessions are really a safe space. And this is for caregivers, just like you, like I said. And this is your safe space. This is where you can connect with a community of caregivers. And, speaking of a community of caregivers, I want to welcome today my co-host. And helping me today is my co-host, Christy Pickrell. Hi, Christy. How are you?
Hi, Savvy. I'm so excited to be here.
I am so happy to have you on. Now, Christy is our CFO for Give Me a Break and also the president of Our Little Peace of Mind. Welcome, Christy.
Thank you. Excuse me. You'll have to bear with me. Little bit of a cough today. But I'm so excited to be here and share some exciting things that are coming up, and just really excited.
Well, good. I'm really excited to have you. I always love having you on the show, and thank you for doing this. And I'm really excited for who we're going to be talking to later. But I'll tell you, the Caring Caregiver Show. Now, let me get through my props. Of course, is sponsored by Givers Guides. So, for all of you that know, Givers Guides is your caregiving guide. And it's a guide for caregivers. It's going to get you all of those tips you need. You're going to get connected to resources, and it's written exclusively for caregivers, by caregivers, and from a caregiver's point of view. So that's really the defining difference with the Givers Guides, is that we really think we're all caregivers. So we get it. We know how we can't put an article in there that says take an hour every day to do something. So we really, all the writers are amazing, and consider that and look at how you can apply anything you read in an article or any of those tips in the moments that you can take away from caregiving. It really is. And it's National Nutrition Month as well. So wouldn't you agree that caregivers really need that nutritional wellness, Christy?
Nutritional wellness and delicious recipes.
Right? Oh, gee, that reminds me. Isn't there a new article that you're doing? Recipes
yes,
by Christy,
it's
right?
Recipes by Christy. And they are fun, easy recipes that don't take a lot of time and that are tried and true. They all have a background with them. They come from a place in my caregiving, from a loved one. And so I can't wait for you guys to, get a subscription and read the recipes.
Yeah, because I think, and I love that. You really don't want to miss it, because currently the issue now has which one is it? The cheesy
broccoli casserole.
And that's like a family
very-
recipe for you, right?
Yes, it is a recipe that my mother-in-law made, and I make it because it's my mom's favorite vegetable is
Oh.
broccoli. So, and St. Patrick's Day was my mom's birthday, so shout out to my mom.
Hey, Mom.
Elva.
Happy birthday.
And so I wanted to honor her with the broccoli recipe. So
Oh, and broccoli's green. So there you go. It's kind of like
broccoli is green.
yes, it's like a shamrock with more than 4 little petals. I love it. Well, and see, we have fun writing this. We have fun putting this together. And what a great opportunity to you get some quickie recipes that you may not have known before. So go to giversguides.com. You guys all know that website by now. And remember that all the profits go to Give Me a Break. And I'm going to say one other thing too, and that is that gosh, if any of our caregivers out there want to share your quickie recipes, caregivers, we don't have a lot of time. We can't make those. We can't spend 2 hours in the kitchen. We need that quick, 30-minute or hour, 45-minute recipe. And if you've got one to share, by all means, info@gab808.org and send it to us. And maybe we'll feature it in one of our recipes as well. And we'll do a special edition for recipes by our own caregivers. So you all can contribute to this. Wouldn't that be great? I think
that would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, let's just move along. I want to get to our mindful moment, and with that, I want to bring on Shirin of Radiant Emotional Healing, who joins us with a meditative moment to balance our mind, body, and spirit by really discovering our inner peace and emotional wellness. Aloha, Shirin. Welcome.
Aloha. Thanks for having me.
It's our finale, right? This is our end of our season. So it's the last time, and I'm just really going to miss these wonderful moments. And so we're going to just give the show to you. Please, caregivers, enjoy this moment.
Thank you, Savvy. Okay, so as caregivers, we pour so much love and energy into others, and we hold space for their needs, for their healing, for their well-being. We're constantly giving without necessarily always taking the time to replenish our own energy. And this can lead to exhaustion, stress, and burnout. So when we take the time to take care of ourselves, even if it's just for a few moments, we can create a foundation of peace, strength, and resilience. So I've designed a meditation to help you release stress, restore your energy, and just connect back to yourself. And just taking just a few minutes to pause and breathe can bring so much more clarity and peace and balance into our day, which allows us to show up for ourselves and other people with just a more clarity and a more connected heart. So let's begin. If you're able to find a comfortable place, either sitting with your feet flat on the ground or lying down, then please do so. If you can, close your eyes, but if you can't, then just, follow along with the guidance either way. Take a nice deep breath in, slowly breathing in through your nose, and exhale gently through your mouth. And with each breath, allow yourself to fully arrive in this moment. There's nowhere else you need to be. There's nothing else you need to do right now. This is your time to rest, recharge, and receive. Place one hand over your heart and the other one on your belly. And just notice the natural rhythm of your breath without any judgment, just simply observing. Take a slow, deep inhale, feeling your belly expand, and hold it for just a moment. And now fully exhale, releasing any tension or fatigue. Breathe in nourishment and peace. And breathe out stress and overwhelm. And with each breath, feel yourself sinking deeper into a state of relaxation and presence. Now bring awareness to your shoulders. And if they feel tense, let them drop on your next exhale. Soften your jaw, unclench your hands, relax your legs. And picture a warm golden light beginning to flow from the top of your head as it moves down your face, your neck, your shoulders. Feel it melting away any tension and let it flow all the way down your arms, your chest, your back, bringing comfort, warmth, and ease. And as it continues down your hips, your legs, your feet, allow it to ground you in stability and deeper peace. Your entire body now is surrounded by this healing energy, cradling you in rest and renewal. Now, visualize yourself standing on the solid ground on the earth, feeling completely supported. And imagine roots growing from the soles of your feet, extending deep into the earth. These roots are grounding you, anchoring you deeper into strength and stability. And now picture a gentle, radiant light flowing down from above, entering through the crown of your head. And this light is pure healing energy. It's washing over you like a wave, and it fills your heart, replenishes your mind, and restores every part of your being. You give so much to others. Allow yourself to receive this moment of just light energy and restoration. Now shift your focus to your heart center. This space in the middle of your chest, imagine a soft, warm light glowing there. And this is your inner source of compassion, and love, and self-care. As you continue to breathe deeply, silently, or aloud, you can repeat these affirmations along with me. I give so much love and care to others, and I allow myself to receive that same love and care. I am worthy of rest, renewal, and peace. It is safe for me to pause and nurture myself. When I take care of myself, I have even more to give to those I love. I am enough just as I am. Let these words really settle deep into your being. Know that self-care is not selfish, it's necessary. Now take another deep breath in, feeling your body being fully replenished, feeling lighter and more at peace as you exhale. And slowly begin to bring some movement back into your fingers and toes. Maybe wiggle them a little, gently bring movement back into your body. And when you're ready, if your eyes have been closed, go ahead and open them. And just take a moment, check in with yourself, notice how you feel. Are you more grounded, calmer? Do you feel more restored? You can carry this sense of peace and renewal with you throughout the day and come back to this type of meditation at any point. Caring for others really begins with caring for yourself. And even in the busiest moments, remember that you deserve this time too. This breath and this space just to be. We are human beings after all. We don't need to be constantly doing. And the more that you nurture your own well-being, the more energy, the more love and patience you have to share with others that also need you. So know that you are enough, you are supported, and you are worthy of rest. And if any point moving forward, if you would like this meditation or any of the others that I've done throughout this process, throughout my time here on the show, please feel free to reach out. I can send a recording. And just take a few minutes for yourself. It doesn't need to be an hour. Even 5 minutes can make a world of difference and allow you to feel more present and grounded and replenished, because we have to really fill up our own cup first before we can truly be able to support other people. So I hope you all enjoyed this meditation. It's been such a pleasure to be here and to connect with all of you. So thank you so much.
Oh, so wonderful. I love
Thank
that. We are beings, so we should be in the moment. And I just love that. I will never forget that. And you have been amazing, and I have enjoyed every single one of your meditations. Thank you so much, Shirin. We will
Thank
definitely be connecting in the future for more projects.
Yay.
And so thank you for your heart and your love that you shared with all the caregivers this season. Aloha.
Thank you so much, Savvy. Aloha.
Yes. Okay, so you know you can get a hold of her. Just contact her, call her phone, 312-810-0361, 312-810-0361, you guys. Just get a hold of Sharon. She's amazing. Wasn't that awesome?
Oh my God, that was so relaxing. And it was so true. We don't take care of ourselves
No,
as caregivers.
we really
And
do.
we need that. I could just feel my shoulders relax
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
I was breathing.
Yeah. And I love that when, and if you be in that moment, and I try to, whenever I do these meditations, I try to just let everything go and listen to the guidance, right? And I actually could, and I know you probably did too, but you tell me if you did. But when she said, think of a golden light and it's going to kind of come on over you. And when you close your eyes, you sometimes see like dark or red or other whatever. But I literally could visualize this light coming down.
And I felt the warmth.
I know, it was awesome. It was just awesome. And
It was
love
like the sun just shining.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great. I love these meditations. And, that took, I don't know, all of 5 whole minutes. Caregivers, even if it took a few more than that, you definitely can do that. Contact Sharon. She can get you that recording. I would do that like every day, for 5 minutes. So what a wonderful thing. Good. Well, I missed here that I didn't do this. So I want to just go back a little bit of a smidgy. Because we talked about the current issue. What we didn't talk about was next month's issue. And I want to give a sneaky peek to all of our caregivers who are watching us. So here's a sneak peek for next month's issue, which is the April issue. And I don't know if you can see it on screen, but it does say Strolling with Savvy is back. And, for those of you who may or may not remember Strolling with Savvy I did during the pandemic when we were all on lockdown. And I did a live Facebook and I went to different locations and walked and talked with caregivers. And this gave you an opportunity to sort of virtually get out. And now I'm not going to necessarily be doing a live, but what I'm doing is doing live in person. And so, so get the subscription. You want to get this magazine because unless you're subscribed, you may not find out all the details of where to go and where to be. But it's going to be at sunset, and we're just going to stroll along the beach at sunset. And we're going to do meditations and talk about wonderful things and positivity. And what a great opportunity as a community to really take care of your social wellness. And so join me, get subscribed, because that's a sneaky peek for next month. And is there a sneaky peek for the recipe for next month?
I have a great appetizer.
Ooh.
And it's called a veggie pizza.
Veggie pizza. Well, I could eat that as a meal too, though, right?
Huh?
I could eat that as a meal.
Oh, yes. And if you add a little protein to it, it's even better. My mother-in-law likes to put pepperoni on it, but I like it just with all the different veggies.
Wow. Well, that's exciting. That's awesome. I love the idea of having, options, right? And putting and something so simple. And it's so funny. I think that there's kind of a misnomer with pizza. Tell me if I'm wrong. But I feel like because it's so easily available, you can have it delivered. You can pick it up at, any of the big box stores. You can get pizza anywhere. We never think to make it at home.
Yeah. No. And you can customize it at home.
Oh, I think I lost you. Yeah. Right. It makes it so much easier. You can do it any way you want. And all you need is something simple to start with. And
I like to take the little pizza doughs, and everybody gets their own toppings. And so nobody's
that's great.
fighting over, I don't want that on my pizza.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to that recipe as well as some of the alternatives that come up. And so caregivers, share with us what you do as well. Again, if you're not in the comments, make sure you drop us an email or a text and tell us what you do, because I want to hear about it. I want to hear your recipes. I want to hear if you were making pizza, what would you put on it? I think that's fun. So, and remember also in each issue, we always have an opportunity for you to win a wellness gift by doing the activity at the very end of the magazine. And we've had word searches and bingos, but for this month's the nutritional month, you actually have to identify close-ups of different foods, so it's kind of fun. And once you get the subscription, you'll know where you turn your answers in so that you can qualify for the drawing for a prize. So there you go. How fun is that? I know. And so we don't talk about that enough, and I didn't mean to miss that. Now, I am just checking really quick to see if our guest made it, and it looks like she did not. And I'm so bummed. But this is what happens, you guys. We're all caregivers, and our next guest, who is an elder, a law and estate planning attorney, she is working full time, and she's also a caregiver for her mom. And so I guarantee you that something came up and missed this, because she had just gotten back to me in a response the other day about how excited she was to come on our show and talk to our caregivers about some of the questions they may have about elder law. And you know her as well, don't you, Christy?
Yes, Wendy. And we had the pleasure of being on her show, which will air in April.
Yeah.
And so you can learn more about her there. But what hit me with that interview was how much she realized that she was a caregiver. And so I'm getting a text from her now, so hopefully she's going to be able to join in just a minute.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, but I want to, while you're getting that text, I want to talk about that, because that was something she really brought out, was that, here she is, she's working full time, she has a podcast, she wrote a book, she's taking care of her mother. She just assumes this is her duty and never, ever gave herself that title, that honorific title of caregiver. And I think that happens so many times to so many people out there who are caregiving, is you don't realize that you are a caregiver, that a mom is a caregiver, a sister or a brother is a caregiver, a boss is a caregiver. And I always say this: people, pets, and plants, and so.
Yeah. I was just getting ready to say that, Savvy, because you're always saying people, pets, and plants.
Right.
And, it takes energy to be a caregiver. And no matter what kind of caregiver you are.
Yes. And I mean, I have my pet right here at my feet. She's terrified right now because there are people working near us. And so there's bangs and things happening. And so she's shaking at my feet for this whole show. And, mom has to be able to console her. And so pets are very much, that they are the ones that you're a caregiver. If you have a pet, if you're a pet mom or a pet dad, or even a pet brother or sister, or in the case where she's now taken off and going to grandma, she's a pet grand dog. So she's a pet grandma, and I think that nobody always realizes that they are caregivers. And so I think that Wendy has joined us, which is wonderful. So I am so excited. And we'll get right back on track here. So with Wendy coming, Christy, you want to go back and we'll start her introduction the correct way. Here you go. Right?
Okay. Okay. So trying to find all her titles.
I know. Well, here, let's just go right here. So with over 3 decades of legal experience, she's a seasoned attorney practicing in elder law, estate planning, and formerly a Medicaid and benefit fraud prosecutor. She leverages her deep understanding of Medicaid regulations to craft tailored strategies for families, ensuring wealth preservation and asset protection amidst long-term care expenses. It really touches my heart that she embraces a holistic approach. She and her dedicated team treat every client like family, offering comprehensive support beyond legal matters, Her compassionate approach has earned her recognition, including the esteemed Texas Star Award for her proficient and conscientious practice, along with membership in the National Academy of Elder Law Attorneys. Whew, but you know what? Every word I just said is so well deserved to this amazing human being. Please welcome Wendy Williams Whiteman. Aloha, Wendy. Welcome.
Hi, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
I am so glad you made it because we were so looking forward to having you here. And nobody really wanted to hear Christy and I rattle on for the next 15 minutes.
You are so funny. Well, thanks for holding the fort down.
Oh, thank you. No, I learned from the best, and I'm so honored to have you here. I really want to go ahead and not waste too much time, but I want to go ahead and turn over to you because I want you to share your caregiving journey and your personal journey.
Okay. Well, my personal journey is basically with my mother, and it has been, quite the experience. I'm still in the middle of it, and every day is as a new day.
Yeah.
So, it began probably about 10 years ago. My mom moved in with us. And at that time, she was more assisted living. We just had to keep our eyes on her and make sure she was okay. And she was, pretty functional. About 5 years ago, a situation occurred because of medications. I think just taking its toll from what we were told. And so she had to go into skilled nursing and would go to the hospital and then skilled nursing. And so at that point, once she was released, I started my caregiving journey a lot more hands-on, so to
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah.
And everything changed.
Yeah.
As you
Yeah.
guys know, everything changes. So you just, you adjust your life.
Yeah.
At that time, I had a son who was in probably the 7th grade. And he was, he had activities. And previous to that, he was in elementary school when my mom moved in. So we were always juggling, just making sure mom is not left alone and trying to make his golf tournaments and activities and things like that. And so you're just, you try to learn to balance as much as you can.
Yeah, yeah. Which is
Um,
that sandwich caregiver, right? When you've
yes,
got your child and now you've got your mom and you're sandwiched in between it and you're trying to balance everything and do everything and be a great mom and be a great daughter. And so I think that's probably what led you to write your book, Creative Caregiving and Beyond, right?
that is exactly what led me to write my book. And I tried to write the book several times previous to that for 10 years. And I just couldn't get the right angle, so to speak. And
Mhm.
so I finally started writing it actually the year my mom went into skilled nursing just before she did. And so I put it off so many times. I'll never forget, my mom was discharging from the hospital. And I was actually signing discharge papers, and I had the editor on the line. We were going over my final edit.
Wow.
They called me up from the little lounge area. They're like, "We're going to discharge your mom right now, so come on up." And so the editor said, "Wendy, go ahead and handle that." I said, "No, if I don't do it now, I'll never get it done." And so I just, I don't know. It was just the Lord God Almighty just gave me strength to do that. So I got the final edit. Mom went into skilled nursing. I was following the ambulance to skilled nursing, got her entered in there, and then just basically I'd spent the previous 14 nights at the hospital, just round the clock.
Wow.
I'm the only girl, so, and my brother had a trip scheduled to Australia. Uh, and I just told him to go. I mean, this is a trip of a lifetime. You've never been, go.
Right.
And
Right.
so I handled that. And then she got to the skilled nursing, and then I spent the night there and got very comfortable in chairs, sleeping in chairs. I became very skillful. I didn't know they could bring you a cot. They didn't offer me a cot until like the last night. And I'd had her caregiver to come and relieve me a little bit. And she said, they have a cot, Wendy. I'm like, what?
You're kidding. Then why did I not know this from day one? Right?
Right. I had to, those little portable chairs you take to the football game or soccer game, and you just pop up. I had two of those chairs, and it was I was getting used to it. I was like, what's wrong with me? I was quite comfortable. So, um, that was an ordeal. But then we got mom home, of course, and then began the continued the rehab at home. So, but it's taught me so many things over the last, and that's like 5 years ago. This is my fifth year, and there are a lot of ups and downs, and but when I really think about it, I'm so happy that mom is with us, and I have eyes on her no matter what the ups and downs are, no matter how much sleep I've lost, no matter how many events I've not gone to and had to cancel. It's still been well worth it. And actually, I was just speaking with about four ladies. I was late coming out of a meeting, and four ladies who just told me that are a little older than me, and all of them took care of their mom. And one lady was there, and her mom was like 103, and the other lady was about to tear up. We weren't even meeting to talk about that, but she's like, Wendy, I know what it's like, and only thing you can know is that you were the best daughter you could be.
Yeah.
You did your best. You can't do it at all. You can't do it perfectly. So I was like, oh, this has been so encouraging. He's like,
Well, and it's funny you mentioned that, because it's kind of like caregiving becomes closeted, right? And no one talks about it. No one talks about the fact that they're caregiving. And so I always talk about, we need a coming out. Everyone else gets to come out. Well, caregivers are coming out, doggone it, and we should no longer be isolated. We should be able to have conversations with each other.
You're right.
And
You're
connect as a community, because once you say, are you a caregiver? The whole room lights up, right?
That is so true.
Yeah.
And then people, and unlike other areas, when people say they can relate, you can see it in their eyes. You can see it in their expression. They have actually been there. And sometimes you've got to have been there to really understand the gravity of what it takes, the sacrifice, because you're basically giving up your life to help someone else. And I think the scripture says there's no greater love than the person who lays down their life for someone else. And so it may be not their physical life totally, but it's a huge part of their life. And
I think that's Caregiving, chapter 4, verse 1.
That's right. That's so true. That is so true.
That is so true. Yes.
So true.
And the scary statistic, of course, is that 50% of caregivers pass before the one they're caring for. And so people literally are laying down their life for caregiving, and we need to change that, and I think that's another purpose of this show, is to connect people with resources. And you're a fantastic resource. And not only that, and let me just pop this up here too, so we get your book up on the screen, but Creative Caregiving, right? And beyond, and it's your guide for mom and dad. And so how does this book help caregivers? What is creative caregiving? Can we just talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, creative caregiving. I mean, it basically summarizes what you really go through in the creative in the caregiving process, because you really have to get creative. You have to find what works for you, and it's not one size fits all. And so as far as what works for your loved one, what works for you and your schedule, if you're still working like I am, you have a family, you have to be creative. And
just getting through the whole Medicare, Medicaid is insane.
It's insane. And of course, that's what we do with our clients is, we have families that are going through that process to get Medicaid help, either in home or in a facility to cover those expenses. And then at the same time, preserve their assets. So we're getting creative with that, because today there are a lot of complexities in families and in situations that were not there 20 years ago when I first started. developing strategies for asset protection and eligibility for Medicaid. And so we're getting creative with that. They're getting, you're getting creative with um, your caregiving and oversight of the person that you're in charge of, to make sure that they still have a good quality of life. There are eyes of them to make sure that you're advocating for them with the various, as you guys well know, various systems. You've got the healthcare system. You've got
Yep.
The government, the Medicaid system. You've got insurance, private sector. You've got all type of different things that you're pulling together to make sure that your loved one gets a good quality care and life that they still have remaining if they're an elderly person. And so it covers all of that. And I'll give you an example. This is just a small example. I just not usually in my regular sane world would I think about hiring a caregiver that has a 2-year-old that comes with them. And so sometimes you get in a pickle, and she said, I can do it, Wendy. I can do it. My daughter helps. I'm like, well, I remember having a 2-year-old. I mean, they're going to be running around, and there's no way. I was like, this is insane. But I got to the point where I was like, I need somebody to fill this gap. So I said, come on, and bring your daughter with you. Well, who knew? The daughter, and now we call it child therapy. My mom loved her. And she was like, where's the baby? Come on, baby. And the little girl was trying to put gloves on, and she was trying to, help my mom and try to take her water, her sippy cup, And I was like, I've seen it all. I've just seen it all. It's actually working. I was like, why not? This is the creative. Why not? And so you end up doing. I mean, I've done things and become so pliable that I never knew I could be this pliable. I mean, I am just.
No, I just love that. And that is, you have to be creative. I think and it's okay to be creative, caregivers. Yes. So I think that's the beauty of it. And I know that our caregivers have a million questions they would want to ask you, but I think that if you guys can, get the book, and there'll be a lot of answers there. But of course, you can contact Wendy through her law office at 214-210-2928 or wendywhitemanlaw.com. And also, I know you had a wonderful offer for our caregivers. So just putting that up on the screen as well. But the first 5 of the caregivers who see this podcast and actually send you an email with your name to your email address and request the book, you will actually give them a free copy, a PDF copy. Am I correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah. So that's a free copy of the book, a PDF copy that you can look at and read it on your phone if you want. Of course, that's a great thing for caregivers to do. Creative Caregiving and Beyond, Helping Mom and Dad. What a great opportunity to get something. So you guys, you're seeing this, you're hearing this in podcast, whatever. Just go ahead and email Wendy at wendywhitemanlaw.com and request a copy of the book, and you'll get a free PDF copy of that if you're one of the. And so we're having a little bit of in and out signal, by the way. So if you didn't get that again, I'm going to say it one more time. The first 5 who send their email to Wendy at wendywhitemanlaw.com requesting a copy of the book, please, you will get a PDF copy free. That's so exciting, and that's so kind of you. And I know we're running short on time, but thank you so much for sharing. Was there any last thing that I missed that we wanted to share today?
No, I think we covered everything. I just, encourage everybody to hang in there. Take one day at a time, one breath at a time. Yeah.
I love that.
Keep laughing too.
Yes.
Well, I think May is National Laugh Month, so just keep laughing till May, you guys.
Yes.
practice till then.
Yeah.
Wendy, I know you, and I really appreciate you taking the time out to share with us today. Thank you so much for being on the show. Sending you love and warmth from Hawaii and to you in Houston. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Bye,
Aloha.
Wendy.
Thank you. Thank you, Christy, too.
You. That's
Awesome.
so true. She
Right?
talked about, being pliable. As caregivers, we have to be able to bend, otherwise we break.
That's right. And you got it. You
gotta
got to
remember
you
that
got to
we've gotta
bob
be
and weave. Talk about being creative, and that's why I loved her book. That it says creative and beyond, because it's not just creativity; it's caregiver creativity that goes beyond normal. It goes into superhuman status, right? Super being. There we go. So yeah, I know, and I just love her. She's so wonderful, and meeting her, the last thing I would have thought was that she was an attorney, because she just has such a great, wonderful spirit, and she is so balanced in how she does things, and I'm just so glad she made it on today. That was amazing. Love it and love her. So, and a chance to get the free PDF of her book, you guys. Mahalo, Wendy, for sharing with us today, and of course, being a true inspiration. Woo. Okay. So, any other things that we want to talk about, to share what's coming up? Talk about things that are coming up with Give Me a Break, Christy.
We've got some exciting, we're going to have a revamp of the website in the next few months. And so we're going to be adding a lot of resources. Think about a toolkit and a planning kit and all this wonderful downloadable content that will be coming soon to the website. And so we're so excited. So just little, from activities to planning to charting, blood pressure logs, you'll be able to find it on our website.
Yeah, really exciting. I think that's, we keep getting better and we keep growing, and we're even growing and trying to open chapters around. So hopefully there'll be Give Me a Break in the local neighborhood near you, where you can get the support you need one day. And that's our dream. And also just keep in mind, Give Me a Break is an all volunteer organization. None of us get paid to do this. And I know it may seem shocking to you, but none of us do. We don't get paid for it. It's your donations and the support that we get from the community that make it happen. And donations of money are amazing. I'm not going to deny that. But you can also donate of time and so
expertise.
Yes, time and expertise. Just go to our website, jb808.org, because we're always looking for kind souls who want to volunteer and make a donation of their time. We're especially looking for somebody who would help us with our social media. And we also need somebody to be an administrative assistant. So we really need that. These are work from home kind of jobs. Caregivers, if you're, maybe you're now no longer caregiving, but you know how hard that is and you want to make a difference, by all means, just contact us. We're also a 501c3, so we welcome internships as well. And great opportunities to connect with community and do some good.
Yeah. And you don't have to be in Hawaii. I'm in Houston, Texas.
That's right.
So the time change doesn't stop me.
Nope.
We adapt. We bend. We're pliable.
I know.
I love that
creative.
word. That's my word for the day.
Yep. We are creative, caring for caregivers. So yeah. And you are so much appreciated, Christy. I can't even tell you. My heartfelt thanks to you. And of course, for helping me close out season 14. This has been a really great way to connect with caregivers, to share resources. And thank you, Wendy. I think she's left the building, but thank you, Wendy, if you look back at this, for your dedication and sharing with us. And I want to remind you that this show is brought to you by Give Me a Break and sponsored by Givers Guides Online Magazine. So my last plug there for the magazine, get your subscription, keep all this coming. We don't want this to go away. Any thoughts before we close out the show?
No, I thought we were going to have a little extra guest here in just a minute. My son is looking at me.
Oh.
But I have a adult special needs son. So, but he is going the other way now. So
Okay. Well, we almost thought we had a very special guest,
we
but
almost
maybe
had a
another
very
show.
special guest. Yes.
Well, that's
And
great.
He
And
would
again,
ask everybody for McDonald's. So,
yes, and
yeah.
I think I remember his McDonald's order too. So I
Yes.
know there's French fries in it. Christy, my
So-
heart to you, and thank you for everything that you do, and to keep Give Me a Break going as we do, and everything that you do in your life as a caregiver as well, and
And
all
you too,
caregivers out
Sally.
there.
This
That's
this
you know, this is
whole
our
organization would not
and
be
this is what we
possible without
do, right? We're here to support caregivers. And the Caring Caregiver Show really is all about connecting caregivers to resources, community, and that's with your wellness and survival as the goal. You know, season 15, you guys will be back live in June. So until then, you can enjoy rebroadcasts of season 14 all throughout April and May. Enjoy those if you missed one, and put it on your calendar to remind you every Wednesday, Hawaii Standard Time at noon. The Caring Caregiver
5
Show is here.
Central.
And what time? 5 Central.
5
There you go.
Central.
Thank you from Houston. And don't worry if you miss a show, it's okay. You can always go to our website, caringcaregivershow.com, and you can definitely hear the audio there. You can listen to it. And if you want to go on our podcast, they're available as well. Any podcast platform, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, Google, any of them, you can hear. Just type in Caring Caregiver Show. Whatever you do, caregivers, stay connected. Don't lose that connection. Join your community. Keep in touch. And just keep checking us out on Facebook or even on our website at gab808.org. All right. So
And
thank you
breathe.
again. Yeah, breathe. Thank you again, Christy. And in the meantime, remember, you guys, breathe, right? Just like she said. And here's hoping that you're finding more joy in caregiving every week right here on the Caring Caregiver Show. Thanks for tuning in. And please always be kind to yourself, and especially to those who are caring. Aloha, everyone.